Hi guys, I hope you're good. I hope you're well and excited for our lesson today. Guys, we are doing factorization and we are specifically looking at how to factorize trinomials. I have to tell you this is very important, guys. Very important. You need to know how to factorize trinomials. And like you have me, I will assist you. So grab your pen and paper and let's do this, guys. All right. So the first part of our lesson looks at the general procedure for factorizing a trinomial. So the first thing that you need to do is to always take out any common factor. Okay, we must take out any common factor in the coefficients of the terms of the expression to obtain an expression in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So this is always the general expression that we use for trinomials, and where a, b, c don't have any common factors left, okay, because we would have removed all the common factors, and also a must remain positive all the time. So the value of a, we need to ensure that is always positive. And secondly, we need to write down two brackets. So two brackets must be there with an x in each bracket and space for the remaining terms. So we write x and we leave space for signs and also the remaining terms on the other side. You write down a set of factors for a and c. So the factors that we look for, it is factors of the first term and factors of the last term. Okay, so a and c, a is the first term, c is always the last term. And expand all options to see which one gives you the correct middle term, bx. Okay, so the middle term is bx. Now, it was a long story, but I'll break it down for you. This is a typical exam question and you need to go through this each and every step, follow it. Yes, we may have started with a slightly different or a bit difficult question, but I'll show you how do you do it. All right, so the first thing, guys, first thing before you do anything, look out for any common factors. Now let's check for common factors. I have 3 there. Do I have 3 that side? No, I don't have 3 also on the other side, so no, 3 is not a common factor. X, I have x squared, I have x, but I don't have x on the last one, so I don't have common factors at all. Now this is what you do. First thing, you open two brackets and you break down the first term. So factors of 3, which is a, remember we are right, this is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Factors of a alone will be 3 and 1. Okay, and remember x3 was accompanied by what? By x squared, and if you break down factors of x squared will be x and x. Now we forget about the factors of b, okay? We look at factors of a and c only, such that when you add or subtract them, they give you the middle term, bx. So factors of 1, it's simply 1 and 1. Now this is where the fun begins. Once you have this, you are trying to find the signs, because as you can see we have two brackets and values there and there but no signs at all. So when you place your signs, they must work in accordance to what you have on the second value and the last value, and those signs must ensure that you get the value of bx. So let's play with plus and plus. So if I put plus and plus there, how do I know if everything is fine? It means I have to say this term multiplied by this is going to be x. So multiply this term and that other term, the last term there, I'm going to have 3x. And since they're all positive, I get them, they all give me 4x. So it means my signs are wrong. I can't put a plus and plus, all right? Because I'm trying to achieve 2x. Now let's change signs. Let's go back. Let's change signs. So guys, you do trial and error, but then there is a way that you're going to do this, okay? And I will show you. So you change your signs, you try another one. So let's say I decide to put plus this side minus that side. And if I multiply these two values, I get x. If I multiply those two values, I get negative 3x. If I add these two values, yes, I somehow achieve a 2, but it becomes a minus 2x. And I'm trying to get a positive 2x, not a negative 2x. So it means I go back, I'm very close. So since I'm that close, this is what I do. I will just simply put different signs there. I'm just going to exchange these signs. So let me remove this one and remove that one. So what if I decide to put a minus this side and a plus sign on the other side? So now I've changed them. Let's multiply this value and that will give you negative x. This value multiplied by that value there will give you 3x, a positive 3x. And if you add these two values together, negative x plus 3x will give you 2x. So 2x is positive, so it definitely does give us the middle term that we've been looking for. So it means also my factors are correct. So writing this thing more clean will be, write it in orange so that you see. So this will be 3x minus 1 x plus 1. That is how you factorize your first trinomial. Okay. Now guys, here we started with a slightly difficult problem. Okay. Now I will show you how to do it straight without you checking. It's very important that you check your signs. Signs are very important. Okay. But now let me show you how you do it quick without going through all of this mess. Okay. So this is how you do it. So you are given now the second example. Factorize the following: x squared plus 8x plus 15. First rule, check for any common factors, but you don't have any common factors there, so you simply open two brackets. As you open two brackets, factors of the first term and the last term. So what are factors of the first term? Factors of x will be x and x. Factors of the last term, such that when you add and subtract them, they must give you the middle term. So what are factors of 15 that when you add and subtract them, they give you 8? Now let's break down factors of 15. You have 1, you have 3, you have 5, you have 15 itself. So which two values can you choose here that will give you 8? If you add this and that, they can't give you 8, but if you add 3 and 5, they give you 8. So you're going to choose 5 and 3. The arrangement doesn't matter. You can start with 3 and 5, it's still okay. And then since guys everything is positive, you simply just put positive signs there. How do you check that you're correct? If you multiply back, if you try to expand it, you will see that it will give you the answer again. Okay, and if you also use this method that I use to check if the middle term is correct, you simply say this term multiplied by that term gives you 5x. The first term multiplied by the last term will give you 3x, and when you add the two will give you 8x, which is the middle term, and you've managed to factorize fully. Let me write it here. It's going to be x plus 5, open another bracket, it's x plus 3, or you can write it in this form: x plus 3 and x plus 5. So the nice thing, once you have positive values, everything is okay, so you can write them in any way that you want. All right, let me do the last example for you. Try to pause this video, try to do it, and let's see what you have. So to solve this problem, let's try to factorize. You check for common factors. There are no common factors at all, so you simply open two brackets. Factors of the first term will be x and x. Factors of the last term, that when you add and or subtract them, they will give you 2. Let's break down those values here. Factors of 15 will be 1, 3, 5, and 15 itself. So which factors can we choose? Which two values that we can choose here to give us 15? If I take 3 and 5, they will definitely give us a 2. So choose 3 and 5. Now, the 2 is not positive, is a negative 2. So how do we do it? Here's another method. So guys, remember, I'm giving you 3 different ways of actually finding this in 3 different examples. So if you want to find the middle term, so you choose your factors 3 and 5, and you are going to have, say, 5 plus 3, you are getting an 8, so we're not using that. If I have 5 minus 3, I am going to get 2, but still wrong because I'm looking for negative 2, not 2. But if I say 3 minus 5, I definitely get a negative 2. So 3 is positive, 5 is negative, and you've managed to factorize your trinomial just like that. So in each and every example, I gave you 3 different problems and 3 different methods. And guys, always use whichever that works best for you, and you will definitely enjoy working with factorizing trinomials. So guys, thank you for joining me on today's lesson, and definitely I will see you on the next one.